Informational keywords, business strategies for websites. Again, informational keywords, business strategies for websites. I'm excited to be here with you all today because we're going to dive deep into how keywords work. And they're usually I can say 5 types, but there are 4 main types. Welcome, Shari. Good to see you, Ladu. And I want to connect and share with you how keywords work, why they're called informational keywords, and what they actually mean. Welcome, Thanadit. Thank you for being here. Shari, it's been a while. It's good to see you again. I hope you are doing well. Thank you for the birthday emoji. Appreciate you. I want to have this conversation with y'all today because of the things that I've been hearing and also the communication that has been going around about SEO keywords, what they mean, what they are. And I felt like it's just best for me to demystify it, just decode what is going on, and then help you understand how to process it. So when you know exactly what to work with, you know exactly what's going on, and you can take the next step from there. Good to see you, Darren and Dr. C. Thanks for being here too. Informational keywords are basically things like, what time is it? What's the weather today? That is informational based keywords, and that is usually beginning in the early stages of search. So when people are searching or researching before they make any purchase or any commitment or anything that's going to tell them, okay, I think I need to do this more. I think I need to be here. I think I need to do this. They've gone through informational research. So that informational research is super important, because when we start thinking about informational research or just informational keywords, informational search intent, then we start to raise the bar, because what we start to realize is that people start to look for us because of things that we give. Right now, everybody's talking about AI, right? If you go to AI mode or AI overview, that is informational research or informational search results, because you're getting information from a search query that you put into the search box. And that search box has now altered or triggered the search bot, which is Googlebot or Bingbot or Pedalbot or Cloudbot or ChatGPT bot, whichever bot you want to think about. That bot has been assigned a task to reveal a query that is in form of information to you. Now, there are 4 types of keywords. I just want to break this down, but we're only going to talk about the first one today. The next 3 or the next 4, I might do a bonus, but the next major 3 ones, I'm going to bring them to you, and they'll get a little deeper than this. Now, there's informational keywords. There is navigational keywords. There is commercial keywords, and there is also transactional keywords. The 5th one, most times people say investigational keywords, but that's neither here or there. But these 4, informational, navigational, commercial, and transactional, are super important. You can't get to transactional or commercial if you don't have information. Kind of like saying you can't buy what you don't know. So if you know what you're buying, it's because you have an idea of what you're getting, or you at least have a clue of what you need. So when you think about informational keywords, we have to think about what's going on, what's happening. And majorly, they are question-based. Most times, they start off with the 5 W's and the 1 H. The who, what, when, where, why, and how. That's what I was talking about. What is the weather like? What's today's date? Those are informational-based keywords. If I tell you what the date is, you're not going to make a purchase on the date. But if I tell you when the expiry date is or the expiration date is, you know when to buy something next. So it's kind of like a reverse engineering process where you want to know this information so you know exactly what to do with the information. So thinking about your business is important, because when you start thinking about business strategies for your website, if you have a website or if you need a website, reach out to me. If you need a website to scale, reach out to me, connect with me here, or just click the link above and book a call with me, and we'll have a call and talk about this to make sure that you understand these things. Because what I normally do is I'll do an audit of your website and I'll see, do you have these keywords there? Because websites are there, but do you have the keywords? Now, keywords are branched off into 5 different types. This is all keywords inclusive, right? Thank you for the 100% Shari. Appreciate you. There is 1 word, 2 words, 3 words, 4 words, and 5 words, which means your keywords are categorized into these 5 sections. So you can say, what time is it today? Those are 5 words. What is the weather like? 5 words. So you start thinking, okay, if I have 5 words, which words are informational based and how do I even describe this information? That's why when you're writing sentences, your sentences have to have those things in place. Because when you have sentences, your sentences are in the form of words. So if you write every 5 words having keywords in between each phrasing, then you're going to start compounding your interest based on the application you're placing for people to find you. It starts to make more sense when you now think about what you're actually saying, right? So when you start thinking about your keywords, they open doors. I always say keywords are the keys to your business. Keywords are the keys to your business. If you have the wrong set of keys, you can't open the door. You can't open that car. You can't unlock that door. You can't unlock that car because you have the wrong key. You may have the right key, but it's for the wrong door. You might have the right keyword, but it's for the wrong audience. So your keywords have to match the search intent of the user that is finding you interesting or finding you relevant. So informational based keywords are basically answering questions that people are always asking. That's why on Google you see people also ask. It's informational keyword based because that's information that has been written before. So if I've been writing information for a long time, then that means one day someone's going to look for this information and find it. Just the other day I was writing an article about Flodesk and Product Hunt. If you go to Google and type in Flodesk without a W, Flodesk Studio Product Hunt, you will find my website there. You'll find my article there. If you're looking at Flodesk Studio 2026, you're going to find my article there because I'm intentional about these keywords. Why are they even showing up in the search results in the first place? Because of 2 things. Of course, there are major other things that you can actually categorize, but there are 2 major things that if they're not there, it's not going to work. The first thing is your keyword density, right? Your keyword density has to be at a certain percentage. I won't say what that percentage is today, but you need to have a keyword density at a certain percentage because if that keyword is not there and it's not spread across the page, across your tabs, across your headings, across your copy, across your images, across your page or your web page, then it will be super hard for someone to actually find your page because Google is scraping your data, is scraping your page, right? There are 4 levels. There's crawl, there's index, there's render, and then there's serve. So if you're serving on the SERP, which is the search engine results pages, then the reason why you're on the results pages is because you have keyword density in your page. There's no rocket science to this. It's either there or it's not there. It's either a 0 or it's a 1. It's binary code. I can even say SEO is binary code. You have to make sense of what you're saying for it to make sense. You can't just be saying things or putting things out there and expecting things to happen. It's not going to happen just like that. There has to be consistency and quality. Consistency and quality is super important. What's up, Tono? Do you have a question? Thanks for being here. Welcome to the
No,
room.
most definitely. I was enjoying myself. So you're an SEO strategist. I would love to
Yeah.
sign up for whatever rooms that you have.
Please feel free to be a part of this club. This is a marketing club. I'm one of the leaders here, and we have 356,045 members. So we here consistently. And if you want to connect with me directly, just click on my face, connect to me on LinkedIn, Or if you want to be part of the communication that I usually send out through email and be part of the free newsletter where I connect with over 10,000 business owners, click the link above and you can now join our list as well. Thank you for joining. Do you have any question or thought? What came to your mind? What did you see?
Oh,
How did you find the room? Please feel free.
I think a friend of mine, Shari, was in the room, so I just got pinged when she joined. But I actually am a part of the National Marketing Association in St. Louis. I got a degree in marketing and business intelligence from SLU, and I've been doing like my own thing with my company, Tunnel Technologies, consulting for a lot of AI and marketing stuff for a while. But I'd love to network with you.
Same here. Thank you, man. Thank you so much for joining today. I've given you a follow as well. And definitely, if you have a question, please feel free to chime in. The floor is
Sure
yours.
thing.
Me-
Hey, you know, I think the beautiful thing, well, the beautiful and scary thing about, I think since COVID, like around 2019, 2020, is it forced everybody to be more social on different platforms like this. And I've been just trying to get more active as of lately.
Yeah, definitely. That activity is big. And starting up rooms like this, you don't even know who you connect with. You just never know who is going to be connecting with you in the next minute, the next second. That's why Clubhouse is the way it is. And I love how authentic, real it is. You don't have to run ads. You just show up if you have time, if you're available to speak, if you can type. You know, it's just a great place to be. And people actually call you out on your things if you say things that are wrong. So you have to really know your stuff so that people don't really
Yep.
look into it differently.
That's definitely real. I think that's really important, especially in this generation with so much, you know, AI and different things that have flooded the gates of everyone. Like as of recently, I've been teaching like AI tools and AI data management for this company in St. Louis called St. Louis Development Corp. And it was a young lady that brought it to my attention that artificial intelligence is actually attributed to this lady named Ada Lovelace, and it was invented in like the 1830s. And then even with the internet, it coming from like DARPA and ARPA, and the earliest projects for that was like in 1910. So a lot of this technology we're thinking is like newer stuff when really it was stuff that the government had for almost a century.
Exactly. Even with AI, I mean, people would say it's new right now, but it's always been there. It's just it
Yeah.
wasn't in its best form or its latest form
Mhm.
for us to define it, quote unquote.
Of course. Very beautiful. I mean, even before like Siri, Alexa, Watson, IBM, they were using AI a long time ago, and it was just an interesting thing that I never knew until it was, like I said, it was a young lady that's one of my students, and she used to work in the government. She was like, "Oh yeah, we had this, and this," and I'm like, "Dang, I didn't know that."
So I just want to jump in real quick. I studied statistics at UCLA. Hey, what's up, y'all? And I find it interesting how AI has really just changed as a keyword. You know, like in school we learned about AI, but it was all about machine learning. So when you're watching a show on Netflix and it recommends you another show based on your past watch history, that was AI. But nowadays, when people say AI this, AI that, they're talking about generative AI, AI that can write for you, make videos for you. And I feel like that's more like the newer technology. That's what everyone's really hyped about. That's all I wanted to say.
No, that's definitely lit, Mark. I think that's another thing I think that's really important is there's a difference between AI agents, and autonomous AI. And I think a lot of times when people say AI, they're using all three interchangeably.
hmm That is true. We have to define it because we don't want to convolute the idea because that way it's not going to make sense if somebody's still trying to think in a parallel axis. So definitely that makes sense, Tono and Mark. Thank you. Shari, thanks for being here and thank you for shouting out to Tono for coming to room 2. What's up?
Hey,
Been a
I know
while.
it's been a little bit. I wanted to piggyback off of what Tona just said. We've been doing coding well before we knew we were doing coding. I'm gonna age myself right quick, but when we were doing HTML code on our pages for MySpace, Black Planet, I mean, those were all codes that we were using. So I think that it's just the word AI scares people, but really we were doing it long time ago, like 20 years back, if not longer. And I just wanted to add that 2 cents in.
Thank you, Shari. Yeah, definitely. It's been a long time. Like, look at TikTok, for instance, right? We all know about TikTok.com, which has been there for 30 years because TikTok's domain was purchased in 1996, but they turned into TikTok. I remember it was called Musical.ly in 2016. And being an alpha beta tester, I'm like, yeah, something's going on here. And I knew that it was going to stay, but people now know about it as TikTok. But 30 years ago, it was a whole different thing. So, and that was before Facebook, before High Five, before MySpace. So you start thinking about where we are today and where we're going. It's now becoming more definitive because now people can actually understand it and articulate it. But when people say AI, they think, oh, ChatGPT. No, that's not the only AI. It's a component, it's a part of it, but it's not the whole pie. So it's really interesting, like you guys said, that we have to think about it differently than just fix it into one box or pigeonhole it into one fit. So I love that you guys mentioned that. Thank you for bringing that in. Super important. Guys, informational keywords, business strategies for websites is the topic for today. And if you are here listening, please feel free to chime in, put in your thoughts in the chat or raise your hand. And definitely it's something for us to think about too. Tono says, I forgot about black. Yeah, bro, it's been a minute. It's been a minute. I feel like with all these things going on, we just have to really, I would even, for lack of a better word, humble ourselves, because the AI we know today is not the AI we knew yesterday, and it's definitely not the AI that we're going to know tomorrow. So the faster we're able to realize and just move with the times, but also be alert, vigilant, and aware, then the less concerned we would be, because we can actually understand what's going on when it comes to agentic, artificial intelligence, or different ways of getting into it. But when we think about it for businesses and strategies, especially websites today, it's different. I'm sure you guys have heard of this somewhere. Maybe someone has said it, that people don't need websites anymore, or we don't need websites anymore. Have you guys heard that question or that term before?
I don't know. I work in a nonprofit space, and usually to get the grant, they want you to have your own domain, email, and website. So I don't know. I've heard the contrary, but that might be a St. Louis thing. I'm not sure.
What about you?
Yeah, I'm on the fence. I've heard that for years. You don't need a website. You don't need a website. I don't disagree with the statement that you don't need the website. I think, but it depends on who your target market is. And if it's the generation that is just above me, those people are still not trusting a business without a website. So until that pivots where there's, I guess if it depends on I guess it really depends on who your target market is, because I did well in business and I didn't have a website. I mean, but that was my industry. And so if I was like what I'm doing now, I would have to have a website, because nobody's going to it's just not going to happen. So I think it depends on the industry in which you're in. Yeah. And a landing page is fine too, right? Like a landing page with just information and then a call to action button, I think is cool. I think it just depends on which business you're in.
So, what do you think about? I know a lot of my friends that, like, outside of the tech and the consulting and marketing, I have a lot of friends that either do music, have clothing lines, etc., and they'll just get like a free site from GoDaddy or Wix and don't pay for the domain name. Do you think that that's something that makes sense, or is that unprofessional because they don't own their name?
It's super unprofessional. Go ahead, Shari.
It just goes to, okay, think of, I'm trying to think of a company. I'd have to think of a company, but if it's almost like, which is such BS, but it's almost like, in my personal opinion, if a person or an industry or a business does not have a website, it's almost like people, and again, this target markets, right? They don't think that the company is legit if there's not a website to go to. They may not even do anything on the website. They may not do a call to action, fill out the form. Nobody wants to do that in general because they're going to get spammed, or so they think, right? And so I don't know. I think it depends on the industry and what you would need a website for. I mean, I had a very lucrative company and I never had a website. And then I've had one where I had a website and I did shit. So I think it just depends.
Furthermore, do you think it's important, IP wise, to be trademarking your name?
I definitely think it's very important.
I think that was actually interesting. I had when I first started doing my business, I had a friend that was doing Prime America and she had Legal Shield. So I ended up getting a lawyer just to help her get her little bonus for Legal Shield. And the lawyer was like, "Did you trademark Tono?" And I'm like, "No, I didn't." And he was like, "Well, why didn't you?" And I'm like, "I don't know. I mean, I just didn't." And then he went through the whole like USPTO and the WIPO process. And like years later, that actually ended up helping me tremendously because like when you go to apply for like grants and a lot of different stuff and they see, like you said, you have a brick and mortar, you have a website, and you have your IP, a lot of that like makes a bank look at your liability differently.
Definitely. It changes everything. Even your podcast. I trademarked my podcast. My podcast is called We Don't Play Podcast.com. You can check it out. Click the link above. And it's also in the Constitution. You can trademark your podcast in the US. So if you think about your name, what you use, how you place it, where it's positioned, a lot has to do with how you're able to portray yourself because that changes everything. Whether you're a for-profit or a non-profit business, that's going to work to your favor, to your advantage, because that way people can actually connect with you on that basis of this person has information about their own stuff. If I see your website and it says abc.wixsite.com or you're on a Google site or you're on a GoDaddy site, that tells me you don't really care about your business. Even though you do care about your business because it's your business, you wouldn't treat a baby that's just born without putting clothes on the baby. There's some things that you would have to do. Feed the baby. You can't feed your business on a property that you don't own. You have to go home after you leave the hospital to take care of your child. So the same way with your business, if you leave your business out to the wolves and then everyone is just finding your website and you can't even articulate or even know exactly what your analytics are telling you, then it's hard for you to even scale that website, scale that business, or even scale that name. So Google, in fact, will not even register you on Google. When you go to Google Search Console, it will say your domain is not active. So how do you expect Google to trust you if you don't even trust your own business name? That's why whenever you start off a website, when we build websites for clients, we say, hey, get your website, have your domain, have your hosting, have your mailbox. Some people still say email marketing is not important today, but that's them. Like you said, Shar, it's based on your industry, but definitely you need those things because if not, you're just going to be depending on secondhand, not even say secondhand, second party data, which is where you don't own it, but you can't control it, i.e. social media. What's up, Tono?
Found out recently that Constant Contact, the updated version, it links to like your email list on your phone. And you know how you can add lists on like an iPhone or whatever? You can actually mass message and text those people from your iPhone. And I just found that out like 2 days ago. I'm like, that's the coolest thing ever. So like, if you go to like settings, contacts, and like where it has all your different emails, Constant Contact will usually auto-populate everything from your email list to those lists on your iPhone. And you can export, change, rename. So like, for example, mine, I think I got like media, photographers, lawyers, DJs, and those are like my top 4 or 5 categories. And then it's like all the photographers, all the DJs, all the lawyers, all the media professionals that I know, and I could actually mass blast them from the iPhone. And that was one good thing I learned actually from having Constant Contact.
Hey Tono, real quick, where did you say?
Oh,
I'm on
gotcha. So
settings.
on your iPhone,
Mm-hmm.
go to contacts, click the arrow at the top left, and then it'll say like all contacts, and then it'll have all the different emails, right?
Yes.
Under whichever one that is connected to your Constant Contact or connected to wherever you gather different emails, it should have like a list of all those contacts.
Okay.
Or
Okay.
you could click add list at the top right, and you could just start like companies for each company. So you could put like, I don't know, doctor, and then just search everybody that has like the name doctor, list of all the doctors in your phone.
Yeah, I'm laughing at this right now. This is brilliant. Thank you for that information.
Nah,
That
it's
is
literally just something I
absolutely,
found out like 2 days ago. So I mean,
well, I'm today years old, so.
cool beans.
Oh, this is good. I used to be on Constant Contact. Before then, I was on MailChimp, but I've been on Flodesk since 2019, and now
What
I'm a
about
partner.
MailChimp too? That was pretty cool. I like MailChimp. I don't like Hootsuite as much though.
Let me say it that way, because when I look at aesthetics, deliverability, clicks, compliance, there's so much that goes in at the back of it, because most people just purchase product software based on the price. They don't look at the technical setup. The reason why I joined Flodesk back in the day in 2019 was for a major reason that they don't even talk about this. There are three things I can tell you that there are companies that don't do this for email marketing. Number one, tell me one company that has an email platform or CRM, a customer management relationship management tool that has a university attached to it. University.flodesk.com gives you a full university on how to actually use Flodesk. You don't just get the product and you just don't use it. That platform allows you to understand everything from A through Z. Number two, I got to learn that Flodesk partnered with Amazon SES, which is simple email service. So if you think about Amazon, you think about speed, you think about compliance, you think about security, that's Flodesk. It's one and the same thing. And number three, they're the platform that really goes deep into your domain authority, because when you have the checkout section, you can also backlink your email. That platform, let's say you hyperlink your website or hyperlinks your property on Flodesk within the checkout section, you end up getting a backlink from Flodesk indirectly, and that also beefs up your trust signals for SEO. Not many companies can do that. You know what I mean?
That's a good idea. I hadn't backlinked mine. I didn't know you could. That makes
Oh,
a lot of
yes, you can
sense.
backlink. Yes, honey,
I
please,
didn't know
please,
that.
please
Cause,
backlink.
and then, so for what VPN have you been using? I've been using it's an app called Mega, and it's actually it's the coolest but craziest VPN ever. Cause I ended up having to set mine up on a desktop, and it made it to where my IP of my phone casts from the desktop, and I actually have to turn it on and off at home from the desktop on the Wi-Fi on my home Wi-Fi. So like if I'm out and about and I click the on off button on my VPN on the iPhone, it doesn't go off. It automatically pops back on. But
Wait, run the last sentence back
so
for
it's
your
an app
VPN.
called Mega VPN.
Mm-hmm.
It started off, I think, as a tool for backing up your phone. So it's like their main thing is storage. They give you like 3 terabytes of storage for like $15 a month or something retarded. Well, politically correct, something crazy. And a part of that, you end up getting a free demo of their VPN services. And their virtual proxy network is so complicated that you have to turn it off and on from the computer at home connected to your home Wi-Fi. And it pops like you can't, it's like difficult for you to turn it off on the phone. And at first I hated it, but it's actually a pretty cool security precaution, because me working in the nonprofit space, it's a lot of times where it'll keep me from doing something malicious or crazy when I didn't even know it was something that might have been malicious.
Interesting.
I'm making notes because I'm a nerd and I like it. I'm gonna check that out.
No, it's actually one of my new favorite apps. Like I had actually stopped using almost every other VPN and every other storage app. Like I ended up deleting Dropbox, OneDrive, USB Pro, my file downloader, PNY disk, all the little things where you plug a USB in your phone. Like I deleted all of them. I just use Mega now.
You dropped all the boxes, no pun intended.
I dropped
Yo,
all
chill.
the boxes. For real. Big rooms for big data in one small device. Oh, Mega. Here, I'm gonna just. Do they let you copy links in here? I hadn't used Clubhouse.
Yeah, you can.
Hold on, I'm about to just copy the thing and put it here. Share app. And copy.
It's just a link to the website, or is it just affiliate? Yeah, I do.
and then this is the one for backing up your phone and private browsing, etc.
Hey, Flavor, quick question. Favor. The one that he just put in there with the VPN, have you heard of that one before?
Yes, last
The
one.
first one.
The first one, I have heard of it,
I've
but I
never.
don't use VPNs myself. I just
Okay.
hear about them and I just archive.
Do you got replays on here? Because I
Fine.
definitely have to
Yeah,
share.
Yeah.
Okay. I'm gonna have to share this with like a couple of people. I got a friend that's a producer here in St. Louis, and he's kind of techie. I think he definitely enjoyed tapping in with both of you. He's actually in the process of they're making a land reuse authority map called chatstl.ai, and they've been having me do like the graphics for it. But it's basically going to go from just being a land reuse authority map to being a resource tool that's free for anybody that's looking for housing, food, shelter, mental health resources, and then it's going to be a subscription model for businesses, and then for government affiliates, they'll have to fill out a separate form to access it.
I'd definitely be interested in seeing that.
that's dope. No, I love this. I always love to learn because I'm always listening. You know, when you hear silent and listen, it's the same words scrabbled differently. It just makes life easier for you to learn because life is a lesson. You know, you choose to learn or you choose not to. So thank you so much, Tony, for this. I appreciate it. I always love to take in the information and learn something new every day. That was dope. Thank you, Shari, as well. You know, this topic is so heated, and a lot of people are coming into the room with pink tickets. So I'm sure you guys are probably tapping in and you're seeing this from your hallway. So make sure that you leave this room by cashing in your ticket. At the very top where it says Marketing Club, we have 356,047 members. So feel free to cash in your tickets for free. Be a part of the Marketing Club so you can learn more about stuff like this, because this is not going to be the last room I'm going to be discussing about keywords. This is the first of 5. So this is part 1 of 5. And I said I'm going to start off like this because I want people to learn about keywords, understand exactly what they mean, what they're used for, and why they exist. Because most times we don't think about keywords. We just say, oh yeah, use keywords. But we don't even know how much keywords cost. The same people that run ads on Google, on YouTube, they're the same people that look for keywords to actually run them. So if this, let's say this keyword costs $1.56, every click leads to you being spent or billed on that price. Yesterday's price is not today's price. Tomorrow's price is not today's price. So that 156 might be 172 or it might be 143. But at the end of the day, it depends on the threshold and how people actually find those things too. So creating that consistency for your keywords is super important. As I mentioned before, keywords are the keys to your business. If you type something on Google, on Yandex, on Bing, on Perplexity, on Cloud, on Manus, wherever you go, you're going to find results based on what you type in. So I remember mentioning even before Tono came up that there are 2 major things to keep in mind when you're thinking about how to position yourself. The first one I mentioned is keyword density. The second one, which is even super important, because if you don't have this in your pipeline, in your library, in your file directory, it's going to be hard for people to find you. The second one is your Uniform Resource Locator, which is also known as your URL. That is important because if your URL does not match the search intent on the keyword that is being searched for informational wise, it's going to be hard for you to rank. So when you have a website, your website.com/who dash what dash where dash why dash how dash when dash, those dashes are looked as spaces. They're space bars to the algorithm, but to you it's structure. When you go to a library, you want to go to nonfiction, you want to go to fiction, you want to go to history, you want to go to geography. You go there because it's labeled, right? So when you have a website, your website has a capability to have unlimited number of websites or web pages in that regard. You can have a domain and that domain has different pages. Now with those pages, that's how people access you, right? Because Google does not rank your website, or search engines don't rank your website. Search engines rank your web page. When you search for something specific, it's the page that you have that's going to be pulled out of the website that you've been able to create. So if you write articles, if you have location pages, service pages, about pages, product pages, privacy policy pages, whatever page you have, that's what people are going to find. So if you really think about it long term, it can help you a great deal. Do you guys know, you can put it in the chat or even say it out loud, do you know what the most frequently asked question is on the internet?
I
I'm so
don't.
curious.
Take a wild guess. Dating,
Everyday thing.
Hmm.
anytime.
What is the most searched thing?
Oh, that might be it right there. What is the most searched thing?
Yeah.
What did I think? I don't know.
How to
I'm,
make $1
I'm,
million? I don't know.
oh, I don't know. What is
the
it?
the most frequently asked question in the whole wide world, and I'm going to put the link in the chat for you guys to see because I love doing research and I like to back it up, is what time is it?
You gotta be freaking. I was gonna say that, but that is seriously.
That's the most
You know what's
asked
crazy?
question.
I
But like, what
legit
time is it?
asked
Like
Siri that
locally?
about 10 seconds ago.
Shut up, Tono. Did you really?
I really did. Because I was scared because I have I'm going to the WNBA game in Chicago tomorrow, and I thought
Dope.
it was like 2:38 in the afternoon because it's like the way that my house is set up. I always have the blinds and shutters down, but all my lights are on. So like, damn, what time is it? So I asked Siri like, hey, what time is it? Thinking it was like 2:38 p.m. like next in the afternoon, but it's 2:38 in the morning for me, and it was like, that's interesting.
No, Tono. That's funny. So
Big,
it's so
big, big deal.
that's interesting. Why I wonder.
We live in a time-based world, and people.
Yeah.
And have you ever looked at your phone? You didn't look at the time, but then you open it twice, and now you actually registered the time.
Yes. 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 100%. Damn.
You see the top 100 most asked questions in there for you guys to see. The first one is what time is it? Second one is what is today? Third one is when does school start? What day is it? Where am I? What is my IP? What is AI? How to tie a tie? What year is it? How to delete Instagram account? Interesting. What is the weather today? How to deactivate Facebook? How to screenshot on Windows? How to delete Facebook account? How to screenshot on Mac? What time is sunset? What song is this? Why does my stomach hurt? What is Temu or Timu? What day is it today? How long to boil eggs? Who died today? Where am I right now? When is the next full moon? What is lupus? How old is Taylor Swift? How am I so tired or why am I so tired? How long to boil corn on a cob? Interesting. What happens when you die? What holiday is today? What time does Walmart close? Why is my poop green? When is the next Mega Millions drawing? What causes diarrhea? When does summer start? What causes high blood pressure? What does SOS mean? What does woke mean? What does 444 mean? When did COVID start? What national day is it today? When is XUR? I don't know what that is. When was WW2, which is World War II? Why is the sky blue? What county am I in? Where is Bali? Why can't I sleep? When is Father's Day? What causes low blood pressure? And how long do cats live? Those are 50. The other 50 are in the chat for you guys to look through. Just think about those questions. Every single one of those questions had at least one W or one H. And we're talking about informational keywords today. So imagine if your website has one of these answers, but pertaining to your industry or pertaining to your brand or pertaining to your business type. You can imagine the amount of calculations you can get through the door of the early stages.
Yes. You know what
That's
else that I
insane.
learned recently? I had a friend, instead of actually making a lot of his apps and websites, he either uses Jotform, which makes AI agents that makes apps, and you can copy and paste like the code from it, and it does it from you just giving a vague description. So he either uses Jotform or Auto AI, and taking it to the whole next level, it's a tool I think called Prompt Cowboy .ai that he gets the prompts from, and he'll end up scraping everything from that when he inspects the code and puts it into something else to publish it. and he'll backslash all of those like different meta tags in SEO. So it won't just be backlinks from the metadata, but it'll be like hidden in the actual terminal by all these super duper long comments that he made.
Exactly. No, those things are super important to factor in, because once you have these keywords in your pipeline, in your inventory, in your file index, then you're guaranteed of traffic. Now, the difference is, can you convert that traffic to leads? Can you convert it to sales? Can you convert it to referrals? That's a whole different conversation. We're going to come to that in the next rooms. But through the entry point, your early stage, it's informational based. So imagine understanding what this means for you as a business, and you're thinking about a business strategy for your website. The answer is, look at your portfolio. You can go to a website called siteliner.com, siteliner.com, and you can put in your website, and it's going to scrape all your links, and it's going to tell you exactly which links you have. It'll tell you have 50 pages, you have 10 pages. It will even tell you the size of each page, because every web page is a HTML format, a hypertext markup language format, right? HTTPS is Hypertext Transfer Protocol Secure. So when you think about these words and these terminologies that we keep using every day, the moment we understand exactly what we're doing with them, the easier it is for us to actually understand what we could do about them. So it changes everything when you start thinking about your website. You know, okay, I've answered this question. What is SEO? What is Pinterest? What is this? What is marketing? You're answering those questions for your community to respond back to you. So when you answer these questions, you're indirectly letting the algorithm, the search bots, the people, the consumers know that you are part of this conversation. If we're talking about something right now, it means that we're involved in this conversation. If I start bringing something to do with golf or swimming or politics or tortoise or turquoise, whatever I'm going to say is going to match your intent. If you didn't want to talk about that, you will not be in the room. If you don't want to hear that, you're not going to be in the room. So the things that you think about make a big difference in how you search for them. You may not even know what you're searching for. You might look for a song, you might know it's la 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 la, and you put the la 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 song, and then you realize in the lyrics that this song has maybe 5 different directories or 5 different artists that have used the same method. So you start realizing, okay, now we can actually start to change how we think, because when we type things, it's coming from our processed mindset, right? You don't just put things out because you want to. It's because you're nerding out, or you want to understand or find out or figure out what exactly you want to put into the algorithm. So it changes everything, and that it just puts a lot of things into perspective. Tono says, what time is it? It's time for brunch. You know what I'm saying? Then Season says, use SEMrush and Ahrefs for keyword research. Yes, I'll also say use Uber Suggests. You can also use Meet Glimpse, which I put the link in the chat. Meet Glimpse is a really good place for you to check out. Use keywordtool.io. Use all these platforms I'm mentioning, and don't get overloaded with this information, because sometimes when we hear so many things, we don't do anything, and a confused mind never makes a decision. So please try your best to just choose the right information. Guard your heart, guard your mind, guard your thoughts, and then decide, okay, am I going to do this or not? If I'm going to do this, how long am I going to do this? Because these things that you're getting are all going to give information, and they're all going to be different. They may have the similarities in between, but they're all going to have their own different metrics. Especially when you look at keywords, there's the monthly search volume, and then there's the keyword difficulty. For those who have never heard these, let me explain this. A monthly search volume means that in a 30-day cycle, this is the number of people that were searching for this key term. And it has to be the exact match, right? If you say bread and butter, and then somebody else says butter and bread, those are 2 different searches. It may be the same thing, but it's different. If I say cookie cutter or cutter cookie, those are 2 different sentences or 2 different phrases. They may mean the same thing, but it's going to have a different search result. Why? Because the number of people searching for that exact phrase match or that exact match is very particular to how you're getting the responses back, right? We have broad matches, which means we don't have any parentheses, we don't have any quotation marks. It's just what it is. We just type on Google, start typing. That's a broad match. Then there's a phrase match, which means we actually put phrases into our quotations. If we say, what time is it? And you actually put quotation marks, That's now becoming very specific to that specific phrase. Then exact match has brackets, not the curved brackets, but the rectangular brackets. That gives you exactly what you're looking for. So if you type in and say PDF or brackets PDF or case study or reviews or shopping guide or whatever you want to call it, you're going to get exactly what you see in the search results because somebody somewhere put that in their meta title and it was attributed to their web page. So when you think about your content in 2026, come 2027, because we're closer to 2027 than we are to 2025, you want to think about how people are finding your content. Another thing to note is that when you start putting brackets in your meta titles, even in your emails, if you send out emails to your community, when you start putting brackets in your emails, when you start putting brackets in your titles, you attribute to at least 38% of click-through rates. So just think about it. Send out an email, because I know on Flodesk, they do A/B testing now, and it's beautiful because within 24 hours, it takes 10% of your audience, and then the winner of that title now gets sent to the rest of the 90% of your list. So imagine if you're writing a subject line and one of them has brackets, the other one doesn't. Same subject title or same subject line, but one has brackets, the other one doesn't. Just do that search for yourself and you'll realize the one that has brackets wins always. And it's subjective because sometimes it could be a comparative. But most times, more often than not, you will get to see that the one that has brackets does way better than the one without. Why? Because people are skimming. People don't read, people skim. So when they're skimming and they see video, PDF, review, product guide, sale, limited edition, they're going directly to that because they're going to click. They're processing it faster because it's been put in a condition for you to actually process it in a faster way than you just reading through the pros and you're like, oh, there it goes. But no, you can go back and say, okay, maybe there's something here that I need to learn about that's going to make me click more. If I say 7 episodes and I say 7 things to do, and then I say, the last one is a bonus, people will want to click on it because there's a bonus, not because there are 7, but there's something else that was not given in the beginning that now they want to attribute to. So think about these things and it changes everything about how you see things, how you process things from a consumer standpoint and also from a producer standpoint. What are your thoughts, Shari and Tono?
Sorry, I'm on all the things right now, right? So, which is funny because now I want to learn all the things that I just learned here. And so I think it's brilliant. One of the things that I have known for a really long time is the SEO keywords that I think some people don't necessarily understand. Like we can build our own websites now. And I mean, that's not to say everybody does or can. Anybody can, honestly, I will say that, but it's dependent on whether they want to or not. But I think that time permits, anybody's capable of doing their own website, but SEOs have been around forever. And I think it's super important based on your niche and your market that you're in. It's like the call to action button, right? And so I'm listening to you guys right now. I just went into my back end and I was like, oh yeah, I'm totally switching up some words. So mine's not live yet because I'm in a new country. Like I just moved back home. And so yeah, I'm definitely going to be looking into my whole entire words, my keywords, everything. So it's been interesting.
Thank you, Shari. Thank you. Appreciate you. And congratulations on the new move. Big moves as well.
Yes,
So I can't wait to see that. You're welcome. Tono, what are you thinking? Because you put pro tip in the chat.
I actually messed up. I was trying to do // tip, but man, I had never thought about that with the brackets and not just doing it in the code, but even setting it apart in your metadata. Like that's ingenious. So I'm definitely feeling that. Also, I was gonna ask, had you used WooRank in addition to some of the tools that you use for figuring out the best ways to optimize your SEO, in addition to like Glimpse?
Yeah, WooRank is good too. I would say WooRank is a good place you can check out too.
It
They're
used
all
to have
good,
a lot
honestly.
more on it, the free version. I think they didn't lean too much into trying to get the whole e-commerce and subscription model. Because I remember when I first started using WooRank and Statistica.com, you could almost get all of the stuff that they did, like 80% of it on a free or a student account. Now it's like they give you like the top little click a site and click inspect and go to warnings or whatever's troubleshooting in the terminal on inspect and get more information than they giving you now.
Oh yeah, definitely. It's changing. Even SEMrush, like you can't use all the features with even let's say you pay $2.99, you're
Hmm.
probably not going to use all the features because you still need to upgrade. So you wonder what exactly do you need? So people just end up having analysis paralysis and then decide to choose on anything because they don't know what they're looking for realistically.
Yeah, because it got.
Guilty.
Go ahead, my bad.
Guilty. No, I was just gonna say guilty as charged. Guilty as charged with what Faber just said.
Yeah, because it got to a point a lot of those subscriptions I had turned off and just I think now the only 3 subscriptions I got my developer thing to inspect websites. I got the Mega VPN and storage subscription, and then Apple Music. I think that's like the only 4 I have.
You only named 3.
Yeah, that's true. Because technically, Mega and Mega VPN.
I'm just messing with you. I'm just messing with you.
No, I love this, guys. Thank you. Thank you for sharing this information. And guys, please go to the chat, click on the links, save them. Click on my link above if you want to learn more about this. Book a call with me, or if you want to join the newsletter or listen to the We Don't Play podcast, feel free to do so because I share a lot of information like this. And I love to hear from other people too, because we all learn. Sharing is caring. You know, what benefit is it for me to keep it all to myself when I could have told y'all and saved y'all a lot of time and money and energy that you could have reserved for something else? So it's just important to think about these things and understand exactly where you are, what you're doing, and where you're going. You may not be the one that's writing these articles. You might not be the one that's creating these pages, but at least you know what you're paying for, or you know what you're investing in when that time comes for you to take that action. So it's super important to think about these things long term, because your search intent in today's world is going to be something that people are going to be searching for. Now, to give you guys some insights too when it comes to informational search, when you go to Google, right, a lot of people don't use this part of the Google tool. And I'm going to share this with you guys today so that if you want to think about informational keywords for us as a business strategy, because I'm giving you guys strategy, I'm not just telling you what to do. I don't want to tell you what to do. You know what to do for your business, but I'm just giving you insights so you can enhance what you're already doing. Have you guys heard of Google Advanced?
Mm-mm.
Okay, Tono?
My bad. I was subscribing to all your websites. No, I hadn't heard of Google Ad. It's like Google AdWords on steroids or something.
An advanced tool, and I'm going to put the link in the chat so you guys can see it. And it's something that I've talked about before, and it changes the whole trajectory of how you can actually find results on Google without having to go through all the crazy searches online. So it's called google.com/advanced_search. I'll put the link in the chat. It's the same Google, just a different filter. And when you use that section, right, you can literally search for all the words, the exact word or phrase, none of these words, the site exactly that you want to search for. You can narrow down by file type. Either you want to do a PDF, a PS, a DWF, a KML, which is Google Earth, or an Autodesk, an Adobe PostScript. If you want to look for a doc, a rich text format, whatever it is, whatever language you're looking for, you can find it there. The last update, let's say, was updated in the past hour, past 24 hours, past week, past month, past year. In the region, you can choose the region, and then you can also choose usage rights, whether it's free of charge to use, or it's licensed, or it's not filtered by license. You can search for those things there and then hit search. When you use this advanced search, it changes how you're able to actually process information on Google, because once you understand what you're searching for and how you start searching, your business strategy changes completely. And now you're able to see, okay, this is on the internet. Here's a keyword gap, or here's a content gap. Everyone is talking about this, but nobody's addressing this, and this. So when you come up and you now have your keywords in your density bar, or you now create an article and you focus on these keywords, exactly how they are matched within 1 word to 5 words that I mentioned earlier today, and then you now put them in your URL, you put that in your schema, you put that in your meta description, your meta titles, you put that into your OG, which is your open graph. All these things are going to attribute back to you. And then once upon a time, when somebody's looking for something, they can find you relevant because you have recent information, you have updated content, and you have relevant content that they can actually create. And then using quotes, using tables, using FAQs, using glossaries, using links, using internal and external links. These things help you a lot for your business because people write articles, and when I scan through an article, I don't see headings, I don't see references, I don't see anything. It's hard for you to even trust that source because you feel like this person is just regurgitating information. But if you're able to really put it out there and put it in a structured format, not only will your consumer love it, but the algorithms will love you for that because now they realize that you actually take your work seriously and you're not just putting out content for content's sake. So that's what you can use the advanced tool for. If you were to use that tool, Shari or Tona, what would you use it for?
I'm still thinking. I'm writing all this down right now.
Okay, no problem. Tona, what about you?
My bad. I was still signing up for
He's down
all
a
your
rabbit hole.
stuff. I'm sorry. No, I was trying to make sure I signed up for everything that you had on your page because a lot of times I'm a bad steward of when I connect with somebody, have that impression, go ahead and making a lasting connection. So I wanted to make sure I one signed up for an appointment, saved your podcast as a bookmark, and I was going through the tabs. Um, that tool, I would actually love to use it. For me, it would help. I outside of the tech stuff, I do music, and a lot of the times I'm a horrible steward of really using my tech expertise to hone in and focus on whatever niche is best for like my Spotify and Apple Music. So I actually was trying to come up with things that I need to talk to you about and subscribing to all of your platforms. But I did put you down, or I did try to book at 8 o'clock, I think, for your Thursday of coming up.
Thank you. Thank you. I appreciate that. Definitely would love to connect. I'm also a musician myself. I'm a self-taught drummer. Been drumming since the age of 6, left-handed, and I've turned my music into, I can say, corporate or business. I started a business, now running it for 13 years plus. And it's been exciting, to turn what I knew as just music and melody, beats and bars as a songwriter, as a musician, into now actual business and know about the cadence. Now I turn music into podcasting. Now I can talk, I can connect with people, I can say things, I can still use alliterations and still show people that, okay, whatever you see is what you can actually connect with based on what you're actually processing from within. So definitely thank you for subscribing, and anyone else that subscribes to, if you're in the audience, thank you for subscribing. Please feel free. I share a lot of information and I love to share because the moment we have a conversation, it's so comprehensive and so robust that I don't have to use the same minutes that you could have spent on your own to understand things, so we can actually have more sophisticated conversations when we now spend time together. So it's important to look at these things and ask yourselves as a business owner, what are we really doing? If you have pages on your website, how can you connect the dots? How can you actually answer these informational questions or these informational keywords? Because if you have a business and you're running a business, you should be able to have something within your website that can talk about your business in a way that someone can actually say, okay, this person knows what they're doing. They know what they're talking about. They know what they're actually expressing. So it changes everything because your content really, really matters in 2026. If you don't have your content laid out for you, it's going to be hard. It's going to be super hard to actually connect with other people. So that's why I always say when you have a business, think about your informational keywords, right? Use examples. You can turn readers into paying customers, because once you tell someone how to tie a tie and you have a tie for them to buy, then why are they not going to buy your tie because you taught them how to tie a tie? So you think about these things long term because it helps you to understand that someone that is being educated ends up graduating, ends up working because they are working from a standpoint of resemblance or resonance. So when somebody's understanding what you're telling them and you're giving them a step-by-step tutorial, a DIY guide, that's a do-it-yourself guide, an FAQ page, a blog post, an educational article, a resourceful newsletter, people get to actually say, yeah, thank you for subscribing, thank you for connecting. I was talking to somebody the other day and he was saying, oh my goodness, I love how you put out your newsletters on your email and also on LinkedIn. And I don't even know they're reading. I'm assuming they're reading because I'm not going to be, are you reading? Are you reading? Are you reading? When it's time for you to read, you're going to read it. If it's information that you want to read about, great. If it's not ready for you, then that's fine. No one's going to force you to read anything you don't want to. But when it comes to a time that you really need this information and it's available to you, and then it's resourceful, then by all means, that's where you can actually create more content for yourself. So you want to start thinking about these things long term because you're a business owner, and you want to start thinking about these things on a higher basis, not just on a surface level basis. You want to start thinking about it beyond creating just content. You want to be able to do things in a way that actually allows people to be more expansive. So these are the things that you really have to think about as a business, and not just thinking about it because you have something to say, but because you have something to do. And then when you do that thing for the person that is actually connecting with you, it changes everything about how people actually find you, how they view you, how they connect with you. And some people just don't know it until you say it. You're like, oh, I didn't know that. You didn't know that. Now you know. So now that you know, what are you going to do with that information? Information is key, but applied information is powerful than just information received. So you want to think about your business long term and ask yourself, do I have a website? Yes. Is it ranking? No. Why? Because A, B, C, D. We work with businesses in all industries. We just signed up and we're starting to work with a new company because I'm based in Houston. And this company, they literally do wash and fold. They do laundry services. I got to learn so much about laundry services. I don't know if you guys know this, but anytime you go to a laundry service and you leave your clothes there they tell you, oh, come back on Monday or come back on Wednesday. It's not because they are processing it on Tuesday night. It's because they have to literally lease it off to another company that does it in a factory and then bring it back to you. So the process of the time that you're waiting for is not because they're working on your clothes or they have a backlog. It's because it's an operation that's going on that requires time to actually be delayed for them to actually accomplish the task on hand. So when I started learning about this, I'm like, wow, I learned so much from my clients more than they learn about us with SEO. All we want to do is just make sure they rank, they are possibly available on the internet, they're showing up because we work within zip codes and counties, and that way you can actually show up for the right reasons and people can actually work with you and actually buy your business or cater to your business or patronize your business because you have something to show. Shari, what are you thinking?
Oh my God, so much. Everything you just said was brilliant. One of the things that I think that myself, let me put it this way, I don't want to speak for anybody else. One of the things that I had a hard time with when I was starting out businesses was thinking in the mindset of, actually hearing people first. Let me start there. When you tell somebody what you plan on doing and you hear somebody back to you saying, oh, well, I already, so-and-so already does that, or they already have a market for that, or this company does this. My answer is, so says who. It is it's mine. So says who. I say it to everybody all the time. Yes, there may be that company. Yes, there might be a dog sitting company. Yes, there might be a web developer. Yes, there might be a dry cleaner. But we all know that there's multiple grocery stores, there's multiple dry cleaners, there's multiple everything, right? So a lot of times people get discouraged in trying to do something, and that's their passion. If they're passionate about it, they're going to do it, right? But when I hear people, especially young people, saying, oh, well, so-and-so, and it's always the older generation telling these young kids, no, you can't do that. And I'm like, so says who? And so I'm like a freaking huge advocate for trying it, doing it, looking into it. Please go, 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 go. Because if it doesn't work for mom and pop down the street, it might work for mom and pop up the street. I'm going to give a real quick personal example. I lost my house, okay? Like legit lost my entire house, like bankrupt in living in a hotel, like no joke. While I was there, of course, I was extremely distraught, depressed. I mean, you name it, it was everything. But I still had to be mom. I still had to get my son to school. I still had to get him to football practice, you name it. And so while I'm there, I'm thinking of creative ways to, because my business completely shut down. And so I'm thinking, and I'm like trying to go through all these things. And you mentioned the cleaners. I ended up going to, I think it was Staples. Anyways, I made up these flyers and I put them under all the hotel room doors in the hotel that we were staying in, because it was all workers that were coming in for a big, huge construction job. And so I went and put all these flyers under their doors to do their laundry. And so that's how I was making money while I was there before I started getting my business back up. And so I just think it's brilliant. I think it's brilliant that anybody can utilize anything for anybody, and do not, this is my biggest thing all the time, don't let somebody tell you you can't. And if they do, use that as the motivation to hit the sky and run. And not a I told you so or I proved my point. Do it for yourself. Don't do it for anybody else's accolades. Please, by the love of all God, like, just do it for yourself. And guess what? If you fail, that's on you. It's okay. You can get back up and do it again. We didn't ride a bike in a day, and we damn sure didn't learn how to skip rope. So I just say keep going, because it's there. If you and guess what? It's okay to fail, and it's okay to start again, and it's okay to fail again, and so on and so forth. Don't let anybody ever tell you that you can't do something. Sorry, I just had to say that because that was passion in my head, my heart.
You know, Sherry, you made me think.
Toner, you're away from your mic, babe.
Dang, can you hear
Yes,
me?
now you can.
I think there's a big problem in the tech space when we have more hackathons than protectathons. We have so many people doing all these capture the flags and how to break into something instead of how do you keep something from breaking. And I feel like that's like maybe something that should be done in the future. Like while we're having hackathons, maybe having a series of protectathons where we're actually working on creating technologies to keep things from happening instead of how can we break into something? Because I feel like we're fostering a bunch of hackers and code crackers instead of like inspiring people to do things for the humanity or the altruistic understanding of bettering technology.
That is so
I
good. You
couldn't
know, you got
agree
me
more.
yeah, you got me thinking about this thing too. Like, if we have all this hackathon and things, it also plays into our professional development and our relationships too with people, because there's always a relationship breaking or a relationship that's suffering because somebody's trying to break into something or hack into something or try to figure out, oh, what does this button do? Instead of trying to figure out, okay, how do we protect this button from being hit? Right? Because we understand what happens after. It's kind of like going through a danger zone and you're told no trespassing, but you're like, ooh, let's see what happens. No, you already know what's about to happen. So why are you trying to figure it out when you already know the end from the beginning? But people just are just curious for curious reasons. But at the same time, if we can be curious about protecting, like you said, it will save a lot of relationships. It will save a lot of stress. It will save a lot of hazards and also preventive measures. There's also a saying that says prevention is better than cure. It's like baby steps, right? If a baby's walking, the baby's failing forward. If the baby falls, that doesn't mean the baby's not going to walk again. They're just going to get up and try again. And we fail forward, right? Even the Bible says the righteous, fall 7 times and get up 8, but the evil do not get up because they don't have anything to back up on. There's no anchor behind them. But so if we start thinking about how we can be forward thinkers as opposed to just backward thinkers or overthinkers, then a lot of things will start to change because our mind actually starts to become who we say we are based on what we tell ourselves. Even Henry Ford said it. If you can or you can't, you're right.
Oh,
A
I
lot
love
of
that one.
people, people believe a lot of things, but if you really believe what you know and you know who you are, then like you said, Shari, do it for yourself. Don't do it for people, because if you do it for people, people will never be satisfied. Right? Don't just do things because, oh, somebody did it before. Do it because you can achieve that and you can look back at yourself 50 years from now, 30 years from now, 2 days from now and say, yeah, I did that. Not because I was trying to prove a point, but because I did that. Like, a no is a complete sentence.
And what you said, listen, no is a complete sentence, 100%. And Tono, if you can't, you're absolutely right. And I remember being told that as a child. Math is not my strong suit. It just never was. I didn't get it.
Wow, really?
And I
Math
hate.
was like the only thing that came natural to me. Like I'm a complete
Oh,
BSer when it comes to math.
listen,
From
talk to me
from
about math now.
statistics to
No,
algebra to
hated it.
geometry to even calculus. Like
Hated
I
it.
never studied in math. That was the only thing like I really never did.
Listen, my son's doing math in school. And I'm talking like 4th, 5th grade
Mhm.
multiplication and division, and I'm looking at him. You got this, buddy, because I do not know.
Well, they do it weird now. Like
They
they
do it
round. I
different.
don't know what that
Yes,
is.
they do
So
it
like
totally different.
yeah, I don't know what that be going on. I'm like, if you don't just memorize your timetables and call it
I
a
hated
day.
doing that. I hated it. I hated it. I hated
Really?
it. Um,
No, because
mm-mm.
well, the way they do it now, and it goes back to what I was saying about hacking, is like, what's the easy The trick to this is there's no trick. There's long hard work, and then at the end you have success. There's no I'm gonna cheat the system. Even with AI, the people that are cheating the system, they're not gonna be better than the people that actually know. So like I have friends, they have their own autonomous agents, and they have all these big Fortune 500 companies investing in like the 2 and 3 mom and pop techies, and they've been using AI to do a lot of different things. It ends up being bad because now it's people that don't really know how to do certain things, and because they have a quasi understanding, they're using all of this AI stuff to kind of cut corners. Whereas if you're a person like Favor, you actually have a concrete understanding. You're using it more of a brainstorming or researching tool. But a lot of people now, they're using the AI to think for them, to do the work and everything. It's almost demonic in a sense. So, I mean, I guess what I'm saying to sum it all up is do the work, take the time, study the tool, perfect the craft.
Ooh, Tono, I like what you said, because AI, I want to know why AI is telling me what to do with my AI inquiry. Like, why are you telling me that? So I'll use AI, but that's the work smart, not harder scenario. But I backtrack because that's just the way.
Yeah.
I want to know why it just did that. So I go backwards, even though it did it in a very, very fast manner. I want to know why it did it in the way it did it, right? And so basically, I'm doing more time. Yeah.
Okay, so now I know Gemini is best for this, Claude is best for that, Chat is best for this, Canva AI is best for such and such. And now it's like when I do certain things, I know I can ask the question in a certain way and I get the best output because I know how that tool works. From Perplexity to Grok to Jotform AI, etc. Because I think another thing is a lot of times we ask a tool to do something it can do, but it's not what it was made for. That's not the purpose of the tool. Like for instance, you could use a mallet as a hammer, but it wouldn't be the best thing to use. Or you could use a hammer as a mallet, but it wouldn't be the best thing to use.
True. That's very true.
Mm-hmm.
I love
It's
learning
like
every day. It's
Definitely
brilliant.
shocking.
me too.
Also, Shari, that was a joke I was making earlier. I don't know if you caught that. I was making a manual. I made a manual con.
It's like garbage in, garbage out, or wisdom in, wisdom out. It's you
Favor,
choose.
you killing me now. That's the one thing in math I suck at was accounting. I can't do the LIFO FIFO thing. That threw me all the way off.
What that is, Tono? Outsourcing. I don't have to do all the things. I thought I did.
Happens and it confuses me that I have to report it either before or after. It's like I got a debit card and a credit card. I swipe it and that's when it happens. It's like, no, you got to report the cost before the cost happens or after the cost happens, and you got to have a track record of when you're gonna report it. It's like, well, why do I got to do this? I'm like, why isn't it just like? I mean, hell, Intuit is recording it. It just happens when it happens. My
There was
accountant and my CPA was like, no, Toto, that is not how that works.
yeah. Big difference. People don't know, but there's a huge difference. So kudos to you for that. I totally forgot my train of thought now. You said something. I'll come back to you on that. I can't remember.
My bad. But long story short, I suck at accounting because it happens when it happens.
No, it's a big deal. And I think there are 3 offices you should have as a business, because we even talk about business strategies for websites. You must have a lawyer, a manager, and a CPA. If you don't have those
Every
3,
time.
every time.
Those are your 3 best friends. I don't care what anybody says. Those are your 3 best friends.
Now, that's actually interesting. I don't have a manager.
I mean, those need to become your 3 best friends in business, just for clarity.
A manager or a president or a co-founder or something.
Right. It's important. Even a mentor can count for that, because when you hear a manager, what is a manager doing? It's just managing information, managing operations, managing finances, managing fill in the blank. your website is also doing that 24/7 thing for you. Because a lot of people say, oh, I don't need a website, or I need a website, or I have a website and I don't need this. And in my mind, I'm like, okay, one day you will. And when that time comes, you might have to pay more because the cost would be higher. And you could have done it earlier to save you on cost. But most people value their money more than they value their time.
Say it
Now,
for the people in the back. Say that one more time.
for real, say it louder for the people in the back. For real, for
Swear.
real.
Value their time. And guys, do you know that every day your money is depreciating in value and your time is constant?
Yes.
Think about that.
Think about the fact. I'll give you a real life example. So, it was a point in time where I actually was going through being borderline homeless, car being totaled out. And just as of recently, I was getting like the last few checks for my home and auto loans being refinanced and resent to me. I was going to put them in the bank. They were saying it wouldn't cash it until like I think a week from now. So I was out of curiosity. I went to a check cashing place just to see what it said. They charge, I think, like 3.5% of whatever the total of the check is. It's a $50 fee, and then I think it's a processing fee. So for like one of the checks, which was like $2,700 odd, they were saying it was gonna be like $280 to cash the check. I'm like, that's crazy. But then I was calculating it. It was the same interest that the bank was gonna get for holding it for that 1 week.
Wait a second. Wait,
So
okay,
the
let me back
compounded
this up.
interest that the bank would have gotten for holding that $2,700 from, I think it was from yesterday all the way until next Friday, is the same amount that the check cash in place was going to do for giving the money then. But then it kind of threw me down a wormhole because I was like, but you could cash checks on like OnePay, Payoneer, Chime, Cash App, etc. And most of them is like the next day. So I'm like, I wonder why like Sudden Bank doesn't have a brick and mortar in like every city across America, or why don't we all just crowdfund a bank as an NFT on crypto.com and start printing our own cards? But I don't know. Another conversation for another day.
Oh,
No, this is big. Thank y'all for bringing this up. Because just imagine if you were making money every hour of the 24-hour clock, you would still value your time over money, period. Because you end up making more money with less time. And that's also happening for me now. I have less schedules in my calendar, but I'm making more money. Before, I used to be doing about 400 hours a year on Zoom at least, and it wasn't the amount of time I've spent, but that amount that I've spent has allowed me to articulate how I can save more time and buy my time back and make more money. So when we build websites for $15,000, when we build websites for however much, whether it's 1,500 or depending on how much or what custom make you want, or doing SEO consulting for a fee, then you know that, okay, this person is actually looking for this information because you understand what the value is behind it. If you're making millions of dollars a month, that's chicken fees. That's chicken change to you. Not that the money is not irrelevant or it's not enough, but it means that when you quantify what you're putting out as opposed to what you're putting in, that investment over time becomes compounded. But if you start thinking with a little mind or mini mind and saying, oh, this is too much, then it's too much to you because you've already claimed that. But if it's not too much to you, then you'll be like, okay, how about this? How about that? People can't even fathom what they can do with that information. And we always underestimate every time what we can do in a year, and we overestimate what we can do in 5 years. Just think about that. If you're able to really process your business and answer these questions like we're talking about with keywords today, put them into your arsenal, put them out. Even if no one's seeing them, somebody will. And then you have your articles, you put them out on your website, and then send that traffic to your email list. Send it to social media, run ads on them, do affiliate links, go and spread out QR codes and let people sign up and connect with you. You realize that somebody actually needed this information. It's just that they didn't tell you, but when you now mention it to them, it will become aware to them, and now they feel like, thank you for saying this, or thank you for telling me because I didn't know. Information is important. You know how they say information is power? It's power, yes, just like you can power up your house, but if you don't use that voltage, if you don't use those watts, then it's still power, but it's power not used. So applied knowledge is information that is applied to be able to power up what you're doing so you can get more back over time. You know what I mean?
You know, that's a my grandfather has it on his wall. It's a quote I believe is attributed to C.H. Grand, and it goes, "Information facilitates certainty. Certainty enables action, and action is the prerequisite for the accumulation of power." Something like that. But it's always been like one of my favorite quotes, and it's on my grandfather's wall.
Who was it by?
C.H. Grand.
Okay.
Yep. I think the paraphrase on Google usually is something around like knowledge is power or information is power.
No, I love that.
We just have to use
Sorry,
it.
Deborah. I mean, I've eat, sleep, breathe everything that I've learned, lost, started over, did over, lost again. I mean, you name it. And my son is just starting college. He's just starting college, and come this fall, or a couple months. And I was under the impression of, well, if you go to college, great. If you don't, you don't. He's like, what? I didn't care whether he went to college or not. And it's not that I did not care that he went to college or not, based on the American way, if you will. But he's so smart, and he's been running his businesses that I taught him when he was 14. He'll be 19 this fall. And he's been killing it with it. And he's like, Mom, how'd you know how to do this? That's not how you do it. I saw a guy on TikTok. I'm like, listen, I'll give you the blueprint. Come back to me if you need me. If you don't, because I said to him, I'm forever learning. I'm always going to forever learn. And there's nothing wrong with forever learning. There's nothing wrong with making mistakes. And he's done well, and then he's not done well. And he's talked about like how much money he's lost and how much money he's gained. I mean, he's pretty diligent when it comes to that. I would not be mad if he quit college. I wouldn't be mad. Now, granted, let me be very clear. He got full ride scholarship. It's not my money, but that may have changed a little bit. But like my perspective. But even still, even if he went out, so I'm a high school dropout. I didn't finish high school, and I didn't go to college. And so I wanted him to go to college, obviously, but that wasn't for him, it was for me. And until I learned the opposite and watched and taught him things, and him do well and be excited about it, and there's some things he wasn't excited about. But and like I said, if he drops out, I wouldn't consider him a college dropout. I wouldn't look at him any other way. And I'm a firm believer in So Says Who. It's my brand. I will say it until I'm blue in the face. So Says Who. Because what you do with your life is just that. What you do with yours, what works for you is going to work for you, and it doesn't work for everybody. And I'm older than some, and if my parents would have ever told me you can't drop out of school, we paid for it, so you can't come back home, I would never, ever in a million years do that to my son. Not to say that my parents did something wrong. It's what they did was what they knew. And so I think that people fail all the time, and I think failing is brilliant because you learn, right? Like the typical lessons in losing. And so I don't think you're a failure if you didn't go to college. I don't think you're a failure if you dropped out of college. And when you hear people specifically say like, well, you started a business. My favorite. How's that little business? Little. That irks my soul. Oh my God, that irks my soul. I will fight to the death of me. How's your little business?
Man.
Oh my gosh. You know what? It's going shitty. How now? Sorry, I didn't mean to do that, but I
No,
did.
seriously.
No, but like, it sucks. I didn't do well with this one. Or this one's great. Because listen, I'm not going to not try. You know? By the way, fun fact for anybody that's in the room that just wants a little side hustle money, go pet sit. I'm not kidding you. Go pet sit. Big money on people and their animals. Sorry, I had to put that plug in. And for no money.
No, that's always amazing. Just files and stuff from Canva on there. Because I found out the other day, Canva has this tool called Magic Layers. And on the free version, you could download like all the paid website templates, spreadsheet templates, download them with the watermark, upload the same thing back to the same free Canva account on Magic Layers, and take the watermark off. I was like, that was something I never found out.
No, but you know what's so funny? Don't say it. Don't say it. There's people listening. No, I'm just kidding.
Oh well, I mean, well, it's
I'm
out
just
there
teasing.
now.
I'm just teasing. No, I think it's brilliant. I've done the same. I love Canva. Canva is my best
Canva
friend.
is my favorite thing in the
What?
world. I think
All day
between
long.
Canva and Jotform, like Jotform and Canva are my two favorite tools.
Extra cash. There's cash to be made. And I'm not saying you're going to make $100,000 on pet sitting. Although I did meet a woman on Clubhouse a couple years ago that makes $150,000 pet sitting. I don't know how she has capacity for it, but kudos and shout out to her. There's money to be made.
There's a lot of money to be made. And
Tons.
yeah, I was literally watching this, the late Dr. Miles Monroe, and he said something that stuck with me, and I hope it sticks with you if it applies to you and it makes sense. It's so real that you'd be like, oh, maybe that's why I'm not making money or making as much, or maybe that's why I'm into my own thoughts, or this is why I'm having this paralysis analysis. And he said this, that when you ask God for money, he gives you ideas. When you have an idea, from ideation phase to execution phase, it really depends on how important you put that idea. Because we have thousands of thoughts that run through our heads every day. We dream about things, we daydream when we're awake, we do things and we're like, oh man, this would be cool, and then we don't do it. And that idea could have saved somebody's family, or saved somebody's pet, or saved somebody's time, or saved someone's energy, but you didn't do it because you did a disservice to yourself. So if you really think about your business in 2026 and ask yourself, if I can do this thing for myself now, imagine doing this for somebody else. A lot of people started things for themselves and ended up doing it for people because they realized more people need it than themselves. That's where you have that economies of scale, supply and demand. So when you really think about your business and ask yourself, how can we articulate this to make a better result? Then we have to really put ourselves in mind and say, okay, let our website do the work for us. A lot of people have websites. I was working with a realtor and we work with all different industries, and she's doing really well in her business, selling over 40 homes on average, and she's doing super well, but she's nowhere to be seen on the internet. And I was like, imagine if you were making double of that or spending more time with your family because your website is working for you. And that's what's happening for her now. She had no website, no presence. Now she has websites, she has a presence, she's based in Atlanta, and she's doing super well. And you realize, oh my goodness, if this thing was here earlier, imagine what we'll be making now. But you can't go back into the past. You have to now look forward in the future. Because a lot of people in real estate business, they focus on third-party integrations. They focus on other websites to now manage their sites, when you could manage your site and then integrate their sites. It's kind of like you're building intellectual property on rented property instead of building your property and increasing your value with your business because you have first-party data on your website. So people come to your website, they connect with you. Yeah, they can go to other websites and look for you, but they'll come right back to your homepage because home is where the heart is, right? And that's where everything begins. Charity begins at home, your homepage. So when you have a website, people can come to your page, they can check you out, but from your page, they're going to go to somewhere else. They're going to lead to another thing, whether it's your services, your business, your location, your contacts, your products. That's where people are going to attribute all those things to. So if you really think about your business today, then these are the things to now consider. Now, for the people who are listening and you came into the room because you want to learn about keywords, informational keywords, there's some things I want you to write down before we go. Before we go, there are things you have to write down. The first thing is this. Write this down. When you're thinking about keywords, there's something called the intent signal, right? That is a question modifier, right? How to, what is, why does, tips, difference between, pros and cons. Those are question modifiers. Then you have the core topic, right? How to tie a tie. The tie is there. How to bake a cake, right? It's a cake. You want to know how to. So you have a modifier and then you have a seed, right? The third thing is a context. The context is what is there in between. I always say content is king and context is queen. When you now put those two together, that logic and emotion, they come together and it creates a pair. Now, when you think about two peas in a pod, that 5 and 6 or 6, 7, whatever you want to call it, you're now able to put those things in a way that allows you to reconnect the dots. And then you break it down by strategy. You can break it down by, I can say, addressing a problem, which would be an action verb versus plus a problem plus a device that can lead to a result, or it can be a definition modifier plus an industry term, or it could be subject A plus versus or different subject B, right? So if you're thinking about SaaS versus on-premise software, or Pinterest versus Instagram, or Facebook versus Threads, you're creating those modifiers because you want to have comparison. And we're going to get to those points in the other types of keywords. Then you have inspirational oriented content, where it comes to numbers, topics, and ideas. 10 ways to buy your first home, 10 ways to clean your house, 10 ways to do this. And guys, by the way, if you didn't know this, odd numbers do better than even numbers. It's very subjective, but it's the truth. If you do 5 ways to do something and then somebody else does 10 ways to do something, even though the 10 is more than the 5, people will lean more towards the 5 because they can read the 5 twice. So think about that.
You know, they tell us that even marketing from a sales standpoint, that's why they always like 93, 97, 59, 57. It's never like $3. It's always $3.49, $3.47, $3.99.
Think Walmart. Is to what you just said. There's never anything that's $1.99. It's $1.98, and so it's a brain game, right? And so people are like, oh, $1.98 as opposed to $1.99, and it's 1 cent, and it sounds like it's just 1 cent, but it's not just the 1 cent, right? Like, so people are like, oh, Walmart or Sam's or Costco is losing all this money by this 1 cent or 2 cents, but they're gaining more money by people. It's a marketing tool. It's ingrained in people's mind to save money. So if it's $1.99 as opposed to $2, even though the 99 number itself is a higher number than the 2, it's that they're not spending the 2, which is just mind-boggling.
That is like, oh my gosh, it's definitely ingenious. I think the other thing that's crazy, I found out Walmart actually came up with a whole closed system for if you're going to pay electronically. You have to get like the Walmart app or do Walmart Pay instead of doing the Google Pay or Apple Pay. And they charge, I think, like a 1 or 3% interest on every transaction instead of it being through Apple Pay or Google Pay. So bottom line, we need to be coming up with our own ACH payment banking service with a physical card. That's like the next mission.
You got that right. Definitely. It's psychology of marketing. Even colors. I remember talking about colors and how colors literally rule the world, right? When you're watching things and you're seeing things from black and white to color, it changes all that. When you think about food, restaurant chains, right? There's a reason why they use red, orange, and yellow, right? Yellow is McDonald's, red is Chick-fil-A, orange is Popeyes. So when you start looking at these things and you start realizing, okay, there's a common denominator between them, it just makes you more aware, because some people are just like zombies. They're just moving around not knowing what's going on. But when you have that intellectual ability to process things faster and then articulate and say, got that, oh, boom, okay, I know why this is happening, then you don't have to think outside the box for you to even realize there is a box to begin with. So those things start to change how your psychological framework actually plays attention to those things. And then all of a sudden you realize, okay, this is all into the gimmicks of marketing, but it's just a way for you to get more, because you can get a discount but end up paying for more, right? If they put a discount, they've already factored in their pricing and their structure. They might tell you, oh, it's 99 cents, but realistically, it was probably going to be more than that because they've now articulated and factored in the money into that. So when you start thinking about pricing, how people connect with you, when you go to restaurants and you start seeing $2 signs, $3 signs, it tells you, okay, you're going to spend $10 or $100 or $99 or $9.99 or whatever you're going to call it. It's going to play a big role into how people actually spend money and how people actually use their money. So think about these things, process them, use it for your business, test it out, because without testing, you're never going to know. You're never going to know if you don't test. So think about these things and ask yourself, what are the next steps you want to take? And if you take them the right way, the right people will come. And you also want to build the right tribe around you. That's why the quality is paying. Some people go to Amazon Fresh. Some people go to Walmart. Some people go to Target. Some people go to H-E-B, Publix. People go to Kroger. And it changes all that. So it just makes a big difference in how you see things, because how you're able to shop kind of low-key tells you about who you are. Even if it doesn't indirectly, but it kind of like shows a little glimpse of what you could be doing.
Oh, so many things. All right, so exactly the 199 thing with Walmart, I think they're brilliant. I think the strategy is brilliant. And it's 1 penny, right? Like it's legit 1 penny. But if it says 199, people aren't looking at the 99 cents, they're looking at the 1 cent. If it's 201, then they automatically go to that 2, right? And so that's the mind game of marketing, right? When you said pain point, pain point, pain point, pain point, what can I alleviate from that customer? What can I do to provide more time? That's what they're buying time. You mentioned earlier, Faber, is that what is going to give me the most value for my time? They might say microwaves, right? Microwave dinners. What can pizza? We order pizza because we don't feel like cooking. We don't have time. The kids got sports. I mean, time is the moneymaker. Time. Anything that you can alleviate from a client, from a customer, is time that they're giving back to their day-to-day life, their kids' soccer, parents just getting home from work. That's why there's fast food, and that's why fast food will always make money, because we're on the go, and it's only going to get bigger, I think, because our kids grew up on it. There's going to be more time that needs for the more kids you have. I mean, it's time. Time is literally 100% your friend in business, I'd say, to alleviate that time pressure from another family, or from that current avatar market, market that you're looking for. Time is, that's the biggest thing that people always talk about. Wasted time. I wish I had more time. That's everybody always says. Everybody always says, I wish I had more time, or I wish there was more time in the day, or I wish the summer was longer. Time. Everything boils down to time all the time. No pun intended.
I love that. That's so true. I've always said this in some rooms, and I'll say it for some people who have never heard of this before. Do you guys know, and you can argue with me about this and we can go all day. Do you guys know that we have 13 months in a year? We don't have 12
Yep.
months in a year? There we go, Shari. Because if you divide 52 weeks in a year by 4, you get 13. You don't get 12.
And you know what's crazy? I'm born in the 13th month. My birthday is December 10th. I'm an alpha kiss, allegedly.
Oh, you are. Nice.
It. That's how I found out about the lady Ada Lovelace and the AI stuff, because I was looking at who else's birthday was December 10th, and it turned out her birthday was December 10th too.
See what I'm talking about? I'm glad that I'm not the only one that's thinking like this, because I'm like, is this crazy? Am I crazy? No.
You're only crazy to the people that don't understand it, and that's just it's not crazy, right? I think both of y'all have the cool birthdays, and I'm not gonna lie, I want my birthday in December. But I think that it's the word crazy is thrown around so much, and it's always from people that don't understand. And that's okay, right? Like, I'm not downing somebody not understanding. There's plenty of things I don't understand, and some things I will be like, nah, I don't feel like going down that rabbit hole. Or sometimes I make notes every time I'm in here with you guys, and I got notes for days on my phone, and I may look at it, and I have stuff in my phone on my notes from like 2018, and I had good intentions with it when I learned it, and I've gone back to it in 2022. I've gone back to it never. And that doesn't mean I didn't delete the note. It's still there. I may use it in 2029. Who the hell knows? But I love this conversation so much. Time, value, money. I say it 1,000 times. Time, value, money.
TVM. I love that. Guys, this has been a great conversation. I'm glad we were able to touch down on this topic. I've been trying to do this room since yesterday, and I kept pushing it back. And I'm like, you know what? There's a reason why things happen for a reason. So I'm not going to force it. But when it happens, it comes naturally. And I'm glad that we did it the way we did. So guys, if you're here, you were meant to be here. And I'm glad that you're here. And those who have a pink ticket, please cash in your tickets at the very top so you don't miss out on rooms like this in the marketing club, because we have over 356,000 members in here, and you don't want to miss out on information like this. We have replays for days, so you can go scroll down. I've been in here since November 2021 managing this space, and it's been a beautiful time being on Clubhouse for 6 years, since November 24th, 2020. So just being here, connecting with people every day. I met Tono for the first time. I've known Shari for years, and you just never know who you meet in the room. So you just don't know until you know. So now that you know, guys, please connect with each other, say what you want, connect, be there, and just share the love and share the information if you can, because you're going to save somebody else's time, and one day someone's going to save your time, because there's a law of reciprocity, and we can't just be doing things for happenstance sake. We have to just do it because we know that there's something beyond us that we can actually control by what we do today. So if this helped you guys, put a 1 in the chat. We'd love to know if this topic today about informational keywords, business strategies for websites helped you. We'd love to see that in the chat. I always say feedback is the best currency for your business, because that way you're able to see what people are writing, what people are typing. And some people may not be able to type, but if you can, please write a 1 in the chat. That 1 means a lot to me. It's not monetary, it's not money, it's value exchanged, because our time is something we cannot even put into a measuring hourglass. We can see it, but time is going too. So I really appreciate you, Tono. Thank you, Fiona. Thank you, Shari. Appreciate each and everyone for you that have been here. Before we go, Tono, what would you say is your final takeaway? What's the one thing you can tell people, and then pass it to you, Shari?
I think my one takeaway is definitely what you said, that paraphrase, that time is the ultimate value. It's not necessarily the monetary value. And the takeaway from a technical standpoint, I didn't know about that tool. I think you said it was Gimbal. Is that what you said it was called?
The Meat Glimpse?
Glimpse. That's what it was. I had never heard of that or Sightliner before, so I'm definitely adding those tools to my personal dashboard and saving those thumbnails to my phone. So thank you for Sightliner and Meat Glimpse.
You're welcome. You're welcome. I'm glad to share that. What about you, Shari?
So many notes that I've made. And Toto, I'm going to touch base with you. I want to share our website with you. I can put it in the chat as well, but I want to talk to you about it. No, Favor, every time I come into a room with you, I'm constantly learning something new, something that I may have thought of before or wrote down notes. I'm a note taker through and through. And I look at my notes sometimes, I'm like, where the hell did I learn this? But it's in due time. So that's what we talked about in terms of time. I could hear it today and use it tomorrow, or I could hear it today and use it next week or next year. So I'm always appreciative of your rooms, because I definitely learn all the time from not just you, from everybody that comes into the room, puts chats in. Antonio, it was good to see you as well. So I appreciate you, Favor.
Appreciate you too, Shari. Thanks for joining today. Thank you for coming up on the stage, Tono. And you guys are all appreciated. I see you as well. Kemi, Cartoon, Val, welcome to Clubhouse. I see you got a party hat. Welcome to Clubhouse. I hope you're enjoying yourself, and I hope this is a good experience for you too. Ingrid, good to see you. Sifal, Jen, Fiona, Uday, Guarav, Cookies, Satomi, Jane, Hussein, Felicity, Bebies, Godogo, Zero, Jessica, Shakia, Muhammad, Robert, Hey, Doctor, Ladan, Luxi, Ramyar, good to see you all. Muhammad, thank you for being here. You guys are all appreciated. Jaramat, thank you for being here too. I'm going to be bringing the next room. It is going to be about navigational keywords. So if you want to learn more about this, if you have a ticket at the very top, hit Marketing Club, join the house, because I always leave the links in the house chat so that you can always go there, because sometimes it's hard to find things, but I always like to make it very accessible for you too. So please feel free to connect with me here on Clubhouse, on LinkedIn. I check my messages. So if you send me a message, I will check it. And I'll respond back to you so that we can have conversations off the app. If you want to book a call with me, the link is available at the top. So you can book a call with me, whether you need a website or you need help with your SEO, marketing. There's a lot we can do together. Just depends on what you need and what is a priority to you at this time. So with that said, guys, have a blessed day. Enjoy yourselves. Stay out of trouble. Stay hydrated. Stay blessed. And I'm going to see you guys in the next room. Take care. Bye for now.
Thanks, Vera. Good night.
Welcome to season 13, where you listen, you live, you learn, and you earn. A lot of information is always given on this show. So we're in the 13th season. God has brought us so far, and I just want to thank God for the opportunity to connect with you today on such quiet, calm space like this. So thank you for listening. Know that Jesus loves you, and know that you can always connect with me on the We Don't Play Podcast show. More specifically, go to wedon'tplaypodcast.com, or you can go to playinc.online. That is PLAYINC.online, and get in touch with me. Let's get on a call. Let's talk. Let's focus on SEO for 2026 and beyond. So until we meet in the next episode, God bless you. Jesus loves you. Stay hydrated, stay safe, and stay blessed, and stay tuned. Bye for now.